עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, Amen.
So many people say to me, you know, everyone would be so peaceful here if it wasn't the mix of religion and politics. Okay? That is such a glib statement to make. Okay? And somebody who makes a statement like that in my book is looking for the easy way out. Looking for the easy way out. It's 1949. That's 1 year after 1948 and the War of Independence, Nakba, okay? It's Arabic for disaster or catastrophe. This is what the Arab people call that particular war. We call it Independence War, they call it disaster or catastrophe. After that war, in 1949, 1 year later, representatives of Israel and Egypt, they sat on the island of Rhodes, and there was a brilliant negotiator that worked with them, okay, in order to bring about what we now know and call it the 1949 armistice line. A division, a divide between the State of Israel, recognized divide between the State of Israel and the West Bank, or Judea-Samaria, as Jewish religious people would call it. I'm going to take you to a village afterwards called Barta'ah. And Barta'ah, in 1949, was divided by the Green Line. This is an Arab Muslim village. All the people living there, the same extended family. And can you imagine these guys sitting in Rhodes in 1949, using a map that shows all the natural contours of the land. They draw a line, the name of the village isn't on the map, and they actually divide this village into two. And I think the story of Barta'ah is basically the story of, in many ways, the Arab citizen in Israel and the Palestinians down the road. Okay. These guys in Rhodes, using the map, draw the line. Why did they do it here? Well, behind there is a mountain range, the beginning of the Amir mountain range, you'll see for yourselves. Down below, some lower hills and a deep valley between the beginning of the mountain range and the lower hills. And when it gets to the first of the houses in the village, that would be Yusa and you, okay? The valley is no longer a valley, but a ditch. One of the few words I know in German, Graben. Okay, it's a ditch. But on the map they used, it didn't show up as being any different. And so they continued to draw the line according to the ditch, which meant that you guys in 1949, you wake up one very dark morning to discover that you are going to be divided into two different countries. You're not going to move out of the house. You're going to end up with having different citizenship one from the other. And maybe the worst part is this, that those two countries are going to continue to be in conflict with each other. Why would the Jordanians want this, the West Bank? Soil, the land, water, thank you, sir, and holy places, East Jerusalem. And you have the three things that are the basic components of this whole conflict. Land, water, religion. Woohoo! Last summer we had 50 days of this terrible war in Gaza. And I'm the mother of sons who serve in the top commando units. All four of my sons served in top commando units. I'm supposed to be the peace worker. You want black and white? There isn't. The areas of grey are huge. The only thing I know that's black and white is my t-shirts. And every day during July and August, those 50 days plus more, I had to deal with a different group of 16-year-olds, Jewish, either from Britain or America, or Europe who belonged to Zionist youth movements on their summer Israel tour. It's almost like a rite of passage at the age of 16 to come to Israel. And this July and this August, just think of me every day, another group of 16-year-olds, because that's exactly what my summer's going to be again. How do you talk to 16-year-old Zionist kids from Britain, America, Holland, Germany about peace when that is raging just an hour and a half journey or 2-hour journey away? And I found a way of getting myself through the summer by reading them a poem written by a 15-year-old Israeli Jewish girl in 1996. And it's one of many that appear in a publication of Givat Chaviva, Children Write for Peace. And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to read it to you too. 15-year-old Bat Chen Shachak, it was her birthday. In 1996, she went with 3 friends to celebrate her birthday in Tel Aviv, Dizengoff Center. They were going shopping, 4 teenage girls. And 3 of them died that day. Bat Chen and 2 of her friends died because a Palestinian with a bomb strapped to his body went to Tel Aviv and stood next to them, blew himself up and killed 3 of the 4 girls. And the 4th girl that survived, she survived because she didn't wait for the light to go on green. She ran across the road on red because she was so impatient to get to the shops. The one who broke the law survived. This is the poem she wrote in 1996, and look what we lost. If this young lady had survived, I'm sure she'd be standing next to me today as a staff member in Givat Chaviva or some similar organisation. This is what she wrote. There is not much to say. We're in a sort of halfway spot. There's no real peace in the Middle East, nor is there real war. And for us, we're marching forward towards peace, ready to understand the others, prepared to make changes, to be rid of hatred. Buried deep inside us for so long, and with the understanding that it's easy to make enemies, but that the wise thing is to find friends. This is a 15-year-old girl. That it's easy to make enemies, but that the wise thing is to find friends. We come as people who know a lot about war, but very little about peace. From now on, we'll begin to change that. Behind the fine words are years and years of suffering, pain, anxiety, and fear. Now all these words, a new word, hope, is added. A little strange, a little different perhaps. In fact, it was with us all along, even in war. And because of it, we never remained alone in the struggle. Yet if we talk about peace, we cannot conclude without the song that became the hymn of peace, together with hope in our hearts, that remained with us for all our lives. And she has taken this one line, which is basically this: don't say the day of peace will come, make it come. And even more with meaning when we have Israeli aircraft, F-16s, flying over your head. Those are warplanes. And whenever there is anything going on, we are amongst the first to know, because of the number of planes that take off, come down, go back again. This is living in Israel. This is caring about the people who live here and who live there. It's constantly to find a way to move forward, and this 15-year-old girl in 1996 put it in such nice terms. Thank you.